So your spiritual awakening is making you feel like you're going crazy. I have had so many conversations with people about this because what they are learning through all the different things that they're seeing online doesn't match up necessarily what they're experiencing in their reality. And this confuses so many people because as we go through this awakening, we're talking about vibrational frequency and about matching the frequency and manifestation and so many different things. But there are so many people who are sitting in a space that are so depressed, or they're having such feelings towards whatever they're seeing, like jealousy, or they are sitting in a space where they feel like it doesn't work. They're questioning everything they know. This is all part of the spiritual awakening, but it's a very isolating space to be in. The reason it's so isolating is because everyone is going through it in their own way, in their own understanding. Even if you sometimes talk to someone who is going through their spiritual awakening as well, they might not even understand what you're trying to say when you're going through some sort of integration or experience or whatever it may be. And in this experience, it feels like no one is hearing you, no one is seeing you, even though you are actually a person that allows yourself to be seen or heard. So many people get labeled in this place because what happens is, with all these spiritual techniques that are out there, is they find things on YouTube that says go and blast open your third eye. But what if the third eye is not ready? What if your frequency hasn't yet stepped into the space to allow that for yourself? So this is when we see these strange things happen in our world where the medical systems label these people as schizophrenic, or they label them as crazy, or they get institutionalized. It's because the third eye was opened, and now the perception is in a place of distortion instead of a place of understanding or clarity. So this is why in everything that we do, we always try and lay the foundation, because think about it like this. If you're going to build a house, right, you're not going to start with the roof. You're going to start with the foundation, laying the foundation. After that, leveling that out. Then you'll have your blueprint. And as you have your blueprint, you're then going to start laying the walls, start breaking up the walls, deciding where to put windows, have the structure be stable, and then from there on forward, then we put up the roof. You can't put up a roof if there's nothing to put it up on. And this is what happens so often when people go through a spiritual awakening, is they blast open the third eye, but they haven't moved through any of the other chakras. Now there isn't coherent communication between the third eye and the heart, because it is perceived from here and not from here, as everything loops together. So it is very important to allow yourself through the spiritual awakening to create space where you can ground yourself, where you can take the opportunity to really unpack whatever you're feeling. That is done through your intuition. The intuition is not what everyone says it is. The intuition is linked to the chakras. This is why we always talk about the gut feeling. This is why we talk about the constriction or the expanded feeling. Intuition is something that flows through you. It doesn't flow from somewhere else. It is not a spirit guide telling you what to do. It's a spirit guide empowering you to receive through your own energetic system what resonates best with you. A spirit guide, or something of a higher frequency as we call them, the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, they will never ever tell you what to do. Same with your higher self. Your higher self will not tell you what to do. What it will do is it will flow energy through you to feel into, and through yourself to then choose and make choices from what is best for you, what is most resonant for you, and what it is that it is that you're choosing to create for yourself. So often we say, I have been told I need to do this, I need to do that, but let's be real here. Your spiritual awakening can have you feel depressed and feel crazy if you do not allow yourself to sit within your own energy, to feel within your own energy, not everything else, not being told what to do, but allowing the spontaneity of what you are. The spontaneity sits within whatever it is that you love to do. Like, for example, maybe I love to draw, but maybe you can't draw. So that doesn't mean you can force yourself to draw. You see, a spiritual awakening is an individual experience. It's an experience of allowing that authenticity, that authentic expression to come forward from within and through you, not from what anyone else is. Yes, there are multiple tools out there that can support you on this journey, like grounding always comes to mind. Grounding is something that benefits the human body in itself because it's connected to this earth. Putting your feet on the ground, allowing yourself to get some sun, that is always a beautiful practice that you can do for yourself. The other thing is meditation, but a lot of people have resistance to meditation because they don't know how to do meditation. But let me give you a key here. Meditation isn't necessarily sitting upright in the lotus position. Meditation happens in every moment, immersing into the moment. That is what meditation truly is. Immersing yourself in the present moment. So for example, how you can do that is, say like for example, this cup of coffee. We all have coffee or something to drink every single day. What you can do for yourself is to immerse in the experience. So when you're making your coffee, be present with all the elements that exists within it. For example, the temperature of the cup that you're holding, the color, the texture, the taste, using all the senses. And when you bring in all the senses, what happens is you then step into the extra perceptual senses, the ones that are unseen. And that is where the intuition resides. That is where flow resides. That is where your expression resides. That is where the foundation of what you are, your blueprint and everything else resides, is by allowing yourself to immerse yourself in the moment that you're in, to be fully present in it. And the way you can start with it is by connecting to the senses that are currently seen for yourself. So, touch, temperature, feeling in the body, taste, color. So what you see, what you hear, what you feel, what you taste, all those kinds of things. So the senses are really, really important to help you to immerse into the present moment. And that is how you actually then immerse into what we call the traditional meditation practice. So that transports you through into that, to a sense. So there's a lot of information out there, but a lot of these practices has it slightly twisted because it wants you to start at the end result and not at the foundation. The foundation that I was talking about is like that foundation that you lay off the house, the cup. The cup holds the coffee or the tea. The cup has the color and the structure and the kind of blueprint of the shape of what it needs to look like, right? So if there's anything I can give to you to take with you from this video, is remember that you're not alone. Yes, there is people that you can connect with, but always first connect with yourself. Connect with your own essence. And when you do that, then take the next step. Then smooth out the foundation. Then build the walls. Then put in the windows. Then install the roof. So take it one step at a time. We always want to force ourselves forward, but this thing is, it will just simply collapse. If you try to put up a roof on an invisible wall, it won't stick. It won't stick. So know that you're not alone. Implement the basics first. We always tend to forget about the basic things in life. We always want to jump ahead. So if there's anything you can take away from this video, remember the basics. The basics for you will look different for someone else, okay? So go with what works for you. And always allow yourself to flow through your energy from a stable structure and not from a space where you're trying to have a window fit into a wall when the wall hasn't even been built. So take it one step at a time, and there is support, there's a lot of community, there is a lot of principles out there and spaces out there that you can go to. But really follow your intuition when you do that. We have a space where we talk about this on our Friday call every week. We have other spaces as well for more support, but we cultivate this support by always stepping back to the basics, by always going down to the foundation. The foundation is where the stability exists. And this is why we experience sometimes these distortions in our chakras or our energy systems. Maybe we have an open heart, but we don't have a stable foundation. Maybe we have a stable foundation, but we don't have an open heart. We need to flow through our energy, through ourselves, to create the stability and the complete structure of the original you for each system in your own way, through implementing techniques that work for you. And the best ones I can suggest to start with is ground yourself. Allow yourself the space. Give yourself the stability for the next moment. Because if you create stability in the present moment, it automatically creates stability in the next moment. It is about remembering though and allowing that for yourself that creates this for yourself. So if this was helpful, thank you for listening this far. Everything we do, everything we make is to support whoever is going through this. And I want you to know that you're not crazy. You're not alone. There is support. Just find the support that is your stability, okay? Not what anyone else tells you is your stability. Like many people say, blasting open your third eye is how you create your awakening. That's not true. Blasting open your third eye before you've created a stable structure within your energy creates distortion, and this is when we see people go to these mental facilities and all these things. And this is not what the spiritual awakening is about. This is not what the journey is about. It's about journeying back into your body, your energy, not about escaping it, okay? And the way you do that is through using what you already have available to you here and now, and that is your energy, that is your senses, that is your feelings, that is your experience. So I hope this helps. You are not alone. Remember to breathe, and if you need any support, come and join our community. There's a lot of free resources there where you can start. I'll see you there.